Hello, I'm Carl Boinker, and I'm visiting this wonderful city of Lisbon, Portugal. What a beautiful day. But I want to share this with you. Today, my new book, Decade of Hope, is released on Amazon. You can get it today. There are a lot of people experiencing stressful situations on the earth today, and it's only going to get worse. So go on Amazon.com. You can type in Carl Boinker, Decade of Hope. Get a copy today and buy one for someone else.
All right, phenomenal day to you. Phenomenal day to you. Welcome on in. Welcome on into the Leadership Live. Listen, man, I want to say thank you. If you're rocking with me, I want to say thank you for taking time and rocking with your boy this morning, man. If you don't know who I am, my name is Dayne Roberts, and this is the Leadership Live podcast, man. We come on each and every Saturday morning to encourage and inspire men to, as well as influence them to make the shift in their personal leadership, helping men become the best version of themselves and unlocking their true potential. It's here we share tools, tips, and strategies. Yep. To ignite awareness and authenticity as we better understand our behaviors. I want to say thank you for taking time and rocking with your boy today. Good stuff. Today, man, I want to talk to you about well, let me say this. But I want to give you a couple reasons why I think many of us might be struggling with work-life balance. I believe men are finding challenge when it comes to work-life balance. So many things in our hearts that we want to do. So many things that come in our mind that we want to accomplish. And sometimes, man, we may be pushing ourselves on work overload. Depending on what you do, man, you might be dedicating yourself to your job, man. Overworking, that type of stuff. Trying to make ends meet in many cases, right? And I think oftentimes where we find this imbalance is that we find the imbalance within our home. Listen, man, if you're rocking with me, let me just encourage you, man. If you're watching the feed, please like the page, tag a friend, share the feed. I truly appreciate it. Again, this is the Leadership Live. I'm your boy, Dayne Roberts, and we're talking work-life balance, man. Some of the challenges that I believe that men face while trying to find this place called balance in life, man. So often we find ourselves struggling, just trying to maybe even fulfill relationships for whatever reason, relationships at home, identifying ways to address them. Some of the challenges that we may be facing in some of those relationships. To achieve work-life balance, I find that men are truly searching for not so much balance, but what I like to call rhythm in life. I think that's probably most important to me versus trying to achieve work-life balance, because I think you're going to always have to work in some sense or form of the word, right? As entrepreneurs, we work. As 9-to-5ers, we have to get up and go work. As men, we want to provide for our family. Guess what you do? You get up and you go work. And in this place for men trying to find or searching for balance in life, trying to make time for all the important things in life, I challenge balance and say, I think oftentimes we just need more rhythm. We want more efficiency, in our life. We want better outcomes, right? And when you think about balance seems pretty harsh to me. It's a pretty harsh word, right? It's a harsh way to describe what you're experiencing, right? When I think of balance as from I think of being in the middle of a seesaw. You got your left leg on one and your right leg on the opposite side of the seesaw, the teeter tart. I guess that's what you remember those little things as kids, right? And when we're looking for balance in life, we got half of us. One side of the teeter tart can be work, and the other side of the teeter tart can be family, and we're trying to balance it, there's a rock in it, right? There's some effort, real effort being put in it, man. And I think oftentimes we exert ourselves even more trying to find balance, if that makes sense. And this is where I say I believe that we are should be looking for rhythm. Yeah, there's a heartbeat to what we do. There's and I think that's where you find efficiency. That at I think that's where you find peace. That's where you find comfort when you find the rhythm of life. You know, how many of you guys jump up, you overslept and realize you got 30 minutes to get work and you're rushing off to work.
Unlock your true potential with the Leadership Community, where we empower men to embrace self awareness and authenticity. Introducing the Leadership Community, where we believe in helping men become the best version of themselves. It all starts with self awareness, and we encourage men to take a step back, pause, and reflect on their thoughts, emotions, and behavior. Embrace their authenticity and break free from societal expectations. Here are just a few testimonies from individuals. Leadership helped me develop self-awareness and embrace my authentic self. And now I feel more confident and fulfilled. Question: are you ready to unlock your potential? If so, join the Leadership Community today.
I would quite, I remember quite often when I used to do that myself, man, and it takes us out of rhythm. Now we running all day trying to find a balance in life, and that's what's happening in our life, man. When you're searching for work-life balance, what you're doing is really exerting energy. You're just running, and you need that rhythm. Yep, you need the flow. You need to find that in efficiency for what you're looking for so you can get better results. Here is what Simon Sinek said. He said, the more seamless that we can make work and life, the more we can start to enjoy both. That's such a true statement. Yep, I'll read that again because I know somebody said, wow, that was pretty good. The more seamless that we can make work in life, the more we can start enjoying both. Yeah. And I think we don't enjoy both, and we have this imbalance in life because we put in so much effort in one area, you know. And when I go back to that analogy of the seesaw, I mean, I remember being a kid, man, and standing in the middle of the seesaw trying to balance it. That was a lot of work. That was a lot of effort. I was tired by the time I got done, man. So imagine all the effort that you're putting in at work. And by the time you get home, you don't have energy. You haven't found rhythm for the people that mean the most for you, right? And watch this. 60% of people feel like their work life is out of whack. Anybody just feel like that? If that's you, in the chat, drop in the chat. Let me know. You know what? Yep. I think I resonate. Yep, that's me. I feel like my work-life balance is out of whack. So how many of you feel overwhelmed at work? You feel overworked? Yep. You're struggling to create harmony between your work and home life balance. So how do we find the balance? Well, again, I don't think you find the balance. I think you're looking for the rhythm of life. Yeah, we're looking for the rhythm of life because really the world just won't slow down for you. Well, as much as we might want the world to stop or slow down, it's not about to stop. There's a rhythm of some things. Ready? Here we go. There's a rhythm going from summer to fall. There's a rhythm transitioning from fall into winter. There's a rhythm, right? And sometimes when we trying to force balance, we get hurricane winds, we get storms because some abnormalities come into play. See, to find rhythm in life makes for a better husband. Finding rhythm for life makes for a better father. Finding rhythm in life makes for a better home. You're happier at home. Yep. And it spills over into your work life. Here's the beauty of this too. I believe when you find rhythm, you find for life versus trying to fight for balance. When you find the rhythm of life, you're healthier. I'm just being real. You are healthier. I recently had a appointment, doctor's appointment with the VA. They took like 22 vials of blood, man. I was like, geez, is something wrong with me? And a few days later, I go back to get the follow up. And the doc said, you know what? Everything looked good. Your reports come back. Everything looked good. And I said, wow. Really? I was kind of surprised. Like, what? Really? I'm good. There's nothing wrong. So what y'all took 22 vials of blood for? I don't get into the long story, but the essence is, when you find rhythm, when you find the rhythm of life, man, you find more peace. You'll find more joy. There's more happiness. There's less stress. Come on, man. I think the essence of trying to find balance, we bring more stress on us, So what is it to have work-life imbalance? See, work-life imbalance refers to the inability for individuals to stabilize their activities in life so they can achieve both their personal and career goals simultaneously. Here's the word that caught my eye. The word simultaneously. Too often you trying to work and you're trying to focus on your career goals and your personal life at the same time, and it's virtually impossible. Now I got it. We got them individuals out there who believe that they're great at multitasking, because I'm one of them. But this is what I realized, this is what I know, scientifically proven. And that is that the brain can only process one thing at a time. Yeah. The brain can only process one thing at a time. So if you're trying to do multiple things at a time, what you're doing is creating the imbalance in your life. You're jumping from career to personal life. You're jumping from personal life to career. You got the back and forth going on, and you overloading the brain, you overloading the body, you exerting energy. You can't find peace. You're frustrated. I'm just saying, you all kind of things. Isn't it interesting when you find rhythm? Yeah, got more peace. You got more happiness. See, when it really comes down to it, it's all about energy. Do you have energy at the end of the day when you're searching for work-life balance? Is your job sucking the energy from you, or does what you do give you energy? As a speaker, as a facilitator, and getting an opportunity to connect with individuals and organizations, because I operated in a place of giftedness, because I find or do the thing that I truly love doing, the truth of the matter is I get recharged in it. I find more energy in it because I'm doing what I love to do. And some of us, when it comes to that work-life balances, we go into jobs that we don't like. We dealing with people that's frustrating us, and we don't want to be around. I'm just saying, this can create an imbalance, and this might be reasons why you may not find the rhythm of life. It's something about doing what you love to do that creates rhythm. I want to take a deep dive. Yeah, I want to take a deep dive into behaviors. Right. I want to help you better learn how our behaviors may be affecting the balance the balance in life. I think we just dedicate too much time and energy to our careers in many cases, which can just simply lead to the imbalance and this can result in neglecting your family, your personal life, and cause a strain in relationships. Some signs, here we go. That's where I was looking for. Some signs of unhealthy balance. I have to admit, I was in this place for a long time, overworking, spending long hours working, as a business owner, entrepreneur, speaker, podcaster, influencer, as I like to call it. And growing the business, man, I was spending a lot of time. I would wake up at 4 a.m. and all day, man, I was punching the clock, trying to get results, almost 12, 13, maybe even 14 hours a day just to get the results, man. And that constant overwork, those constant long hours, to include weekends and holidays. I was working. Now I've been an entrepreneur since 2014. 2014, I've been started my own business, right, as a speaker and coach, leadership facilitator, trainer, that type of stuff. Or I say a leadership consultant. But putting in all that long time, man, and not finding sufficient time to downtime, wasn't sufficient rest time. There wasn't always a lot of relaxation. And needless to say, all the personal activities, the things that I used to enjoy doing, I had got away from, you know, and I realized that, you know what, life gonna keep going on, and it'll pass you by if you don't take time to find a rhythm for life. See, I was neglecting my personal life. I was, in so many words, I was sacrificing relationships, friendships. Um, um, and when I say relationships, I'm talking about those with my family, my kids. Yeah, being an entrepreneur freed me up to do the things I want to do, um, allowed me to block off time to maybe take the kids to school, pick them up, spend some time with them after school. But from four to three, I was frequently working, and then from maybe 5, 6 o'clock again, I was working. You know, I was steady going. I was always over and work overload. Let's say it that way. I was always in work overload. And that's to include the weekends. That's to include the holidays. That was literally causing burnout. That was literally causing burnout. When burnout happens, your body's gonna get what it needs. It's gonna stop. It's gonna crash. It's gonna get the rest that it needs. It's gonna not so much shut your brain down, but you're gonna process things ain't gonna process the same, man. It's gonna cause chronic stress. It's gonna cause some emotional exhaustion, you know, the lack of self-care, the failing to prioritize what's important to you, bringing in some activity. I literally had to incorporate exercise, so I can have more energy. One thing I enjoy doing the most is meditating and stretching. I like to call it my form of yoga, right? Those are just some things that I was noticing that was causing imbalance in my life. Constant overwork, neglecting personal life, burnout, lack of self-care, and the strain on many relationships, right? And what I learned is from a behaviorist perspective, and it's important to reflect that balance may mean different things for different people. Let me be very clear here. What balance means for one person may not mean the same for other people. And I say that because when it relates to behavior and personality, it could be different. Here's what I know. Your behavior style, while there are four main categories, right, or overuse of your strength, can manifest a limitation. I just need you to get that real quick. The overuse of a strength can manifest a limitation. And so what I mean by that is we have four different primary behavior styles. While we exhibit all four, no particular behavior style is better than the other. These are all preferences, and this is how we prefer to show up. And some people, in their leadership perspective or behavior style, may be more daring or decisive, right? This particular behavior style determines the tendency for how people choose to solve problems. And when it comes to the daring behavior style, one challenge that they may notice is that when they're looking to find the balance in life, what they may notice is they taking work home. Yep. You may notice that you're working long hours just so you can get the task completed. The truth is, when the daring leader or the decisive style behavior, they see something that needs to get done, they're going to be the individuals to ensure that it gets done. They're most likely to take upon themselves, and this in itself can lead to burnout. In many cases, these individuals may need a reminder that time away from work can contribute to renewed energy. The interesting thing about my behavior, I'm a high I and a high D. I love interacting with people, and I'm also focused on getting the result if I'm operating from a place of strength, if I'm operating from my natural and normal behavior. What I do notice is that because I'm interactive, sometimes if I don't stay focused on the task, I can begin to procrastinate, right? And if I procrastinate, what happens is at the end of the day, because I didn't get the result that I wanted, now I push myself harder to go get the result. And this in itself leads to burnout. Now my behavior shifts. Remember, the overuse of a behavior creates a limitation. And that's what I begin to find myself doing. You know, I'm focused on getting the result, but because I allow the blind spots in life, my procrastination, maybe over talking, like I had to get to this place where I put a time limit on some of these phone calls. I get a phone call from a family member, particularly Pop, and we'll sit on the phone for about 20 minutes, discussing some things, and it'll take me away from what I need to do. Before I know it, there's another task that's already scheduled. Right, I never finished the first task, and I move into a second task that's already been scheduled for me to do, and now I have to put it away, right, to start the task. Or what I do is I push the task back and try to finish the current task I was on. But before I know it, it's time to go pick up the kids from school. It's time to spend some time with the family. Hold on, wifey home, the whole kit and caboodle. And before I know it, at the end of the day, I'm sitting back down at the computer, 6:30, trying to close things out, and I'm doing a reflection, boy, and I'm noticing that, hey, you didn't get this done. And because I know it's important and it needs to happen now my a strength overused becomes a limitation. And now I jump into the decisive, daring behavior style. The dominant behavior wants the result. The dominant behavior wants to get it done. And now, at any means necessary, ready? Here is what happens when a strength is overused. The dominant personality that I have will start taking the work home. I'll start working longer hours just so I can complete the task. Yep. Just so I can complete the task. Ready? Wifey will come over and say, hey, yo, it's time to close it down. And I have to look up and say, no, I got to finish. That's the imbalance, right? This is where you would lose. This is why you don't have the rhythm. It creates the imbalance. Here's another behavior style, right? Remember I said I'm a sociable leader. I'm an interactive person. I love interacting with people, right? And this particular area measures a person's preference for interacting with other people, expressing emotions. It's here they get more of their social needs met while at work. They might overcommit to activities outside of work. Either way, they may have a hard time prioritizing their time for rest and reflection. They may benefit from recognizing that having a routine can reduce the need of repeated decision making. The beauty for me is having a timeline to get things done. That's where I find my strength. Being able to have a designated timeline, working on this task from this time to this time and get it done. There is something else you may notice too. Another behavior that you may identify with, and that's keeping everybody happy, man. There's the traditional style leader. This is the stabilizing style leader. They like everything. They don't like change too much. This particular behavior measures one's preferred pace and workflow within the environment. They are most likely the type of people to notice someone else on the team may be experiencing a work-life balance and have tension in their life before they can recognize the imbalance in their own life. Yeah, these individuals, man, they're great, man. They are great supporters in the organization, but a lot of times, because what's important to them is to support the team and their family, yeah, they can begin to drain themselves, causing a work-life balance. And then you got the calculating or style leader or cautious behavior style, which measures the tendency for one dealing with rules, policies, and protocols or standards within the organization or at home, right? These people kind of get bogged down and swept away by all the details. Information overload. Some of the challenges for them at work or at home, they may not use their time efficiently. If their work-life balance is pointed out, they may be able to list solutions that can help them overcome. These are your planners, man. Being bogged down or swept away with all the details creates an imbalance in life. Remember, again, I go back to the strength overused creates a limitation. And when we are operating from this imbalance for too long, operating in this limitation for too long, it creates an imbalance. We lose the rhythm of a thing. So if you're an overthinker, you're constantly overthinking how to do something. You're always trying to revamp the plan, so to speak. You bog down needing to know more information before you can make a decision or before you can get some things done. Can really bring on a lot of stress. So here are some ways to fix this thing. I want to close this out for you. Let me be clear, man. There's no one way to fix it all, right? We all have different type of behaviors. I often hear this saying, "There's no red or blue pill." There's no quick matrix fix about it, right? To establishing the best way to find balance. I think that when you're searching for balance in life, you're actually looking for the rhythm of life. Recognizing your strengths, understanding your behavior style, and recognizing blind spots or limitations in life can bring awareness to what may be creating the imbalance, right? Because we don't want to get into a place where we overuse the strength, but we want to recognize when we are approaching that hazardous fine line of doing too much, really, and dial it back, man. Don't paint a clear enough vision for their family. What's the things that you want to accomplish with your family? What's some things that you like to do with your family, right? I got it. Making money and going to work and being a provider and being a protector, that's one element of it, But what does it look like to be a dad? I got a good friend, Saeed, man. Shout out to Saeed. And what I noticed about him is when his daughter or his wife needs him, they get his undivided attention. Yeah, they get his undivided attention. How many of us are taking the time to stop what we're doing for the people that we love versus putting them on hold to keep doing what we need to do so we can accomplish whatever we want to accomplish? I got to admit, guys, I'm the guy who keeps doing what he needs to do to get the result. And I think sometimes we create the imbalance in our life because we're not mindful enough. Yeah, I don't even know who that might have just helped. We're not mindful of other people. We're not putting other people first. Instead, we're selfish and we're putting ourselves first. Think about that. And so shout out to Saeed, how he's literally mindful of the needs of those that's most important to him. I think we can take a tool off of Saeed's tool belt and maybe or go purchase a tool like that for ourselves and find how can I apply that in my life? How can I practice mindfulness when it comes to trying to find work-life balance, right? So lastly, I'm going to kick these off to you, man. I'm going to close this thing out, man. Listen, plan ahead, put a plan together. I like to say it this way: have a vision. Where do you want life to go? What area in life are you looking for balance? And balance can show up in, it may not just be in your personal or relationships, but it may be in your finances. It may be in your future. You know, where are you looking to find more balance in your life? Get a clear vision, get some clarity on where in life you're trying to go, and then put a plan to it, man. Put a plan to how you want to execute it, you know, prioritizing, whatever the case may be, blocking off time to do tasks, maybe even unplugging by connecting with some friends. Take somebody, spend some time and take some people to lunch, right? One of my favorite pastimes is being able to, when my kids are off or away at lunchtime, I stop what I'm doing and we go break some bread. And I take them to one of their favorite spots. Take some people to lunch, man. Schedule your time off. You know, most of us look for the weekend, but how many people work over the weekend? You know, or today, how society got everything set up, you off on a Tuesday and Wednesday. There's an organization that literally gives their employees like 5 days out of the year that they can, I almost said something I shouldn't have said, that they can, I'll call it this, trick off time. Yeah, they call it trick off time, right? Well, they don't call it trick off time. I call it trick off time. They give their employees what I call trick off time. And what do I mean by that? How many of you just call in from work because you don't feel like going to work? We do it anyway, right? Think about that. You don't feel like going to work today? What you do? Most people pick up the phone and I don't feel good. Right? And then you next thing you know, you see a social media post of them at the beach, enjoying time with their family when they were supposed to be at work. Anybody, right? So why go through the hassle? Why go through the frustration? Why go through the challenges of a thing, right? Why not just offer, schedule you some trick off time? I don't know. Put it on your calendar, your work calendar. Take some time off. Schedule some time off is what I really want to say to you. And then lastly, man, I think the biggest takeaway is practice mindfulness. Put others before you. Start thinking about the value that you want to bring to this world, right? I got it. We want to be providers. Men want to be providers. Men want to be the best version of them. I think you be the best version of you because you implement some things that you typically wouldn't practice. And one of those things is being mindful. How do I put others' needs before my own, and be intentional in that moment, man. No, I want to say thank you for taking time and rocking with your boy, man. If you are, man, leave me a comment in the chat. Let me know what you think. Share some takeaways. Never miss an opportunity to grow yourself, man. The Leadership Live every Saturday morning. I'm your boy D Rob. As you always hear me say, your success lies where? In your hands. Have a phenomenal day with purpose. God bless.